this is why I take umbrage with everybody who ever got me in my notes whenever I said that's funny, and they're like, "What do you mean that's funny? It's fucking horrible." And it's like Troa, not Troa, Quattro just uses the phrase the same way I always use it. That's funny, and then another line. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. We're up to episode 24. Of course, as always, we come back with notes and a board, unless Lessons wants to explain his current situation.
Well, by the time you see this, you probably will notice. But yeah, I'm using different glasses because my old glasses just split apart, so I don't have any notes because I can barely see the screen and the small letters. So it's like, yeah, not gonna work.
Glasses for it.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm used to well, by the time you're seeing this, I will be dead. You know, one of those recorded messages.
Yeah.
By the time you're seeing this, I will have died. Please pass on my loved one. Pass on my loved ones. I never know what my brain is going to say. Please pass on my loved ones. I'm lonely up here.
Yeah. you rap somebody, go like, here you go. Here it's
No, I was going the other way. I knew that's what you were doing. I said, pass on, going with the kill them too method. Now that I'm dead, please don't leave me alone up here. Pass on my loved ones.
The old Egyptian method is like, oh, well.
All right. Well, so yeah. Let's go to the board. As always, I do have the board changelog, where I have added Gwinter and tied him with a blue line to his father and his grandfather. I connected Nicole and Catalina with a green line. I connected Gwinter and his grandfather to Zex with a green line. I changed the green line from Nicole to white. I added a red line between Wu Fei and Tubarov. I connected Tubarov to the scientist line with a red line. And I added Hildy and connected her with a green line to Duo.
This is from the same mister, apparently. But you didn't know that. He didn't know that.
What?
You know, you heard the phrase "a sister from another mister."
They're not siblings.
Which is it? Is it Hilda? No, Duo. No, never mind. I was thinking about Katra and his sister that he know about. But yeah, you're talking about Duo and Hilda. Of course, they just met in the lounge in the Luna base. So different people.
No, it was the Luna base.
Hmm?
It wasn't the Luna base.
No, they were in the moon.
No.
Duo went to the moon. He bypassed the colonies.
He did go to the moon. He did not start the moon, though.
But that's where he met Hilda. Hilda comes. Nope. He's doing something. He goes like, "Oh,
that is untrue."
And where was it?
On the colonies. You saying? I understand that you said he skipped the colonies. Unfortunately, that's also part of you being incorrect. He was at the colonies when he met Hilda. He stole the mobile suit from the colonies. Then they took a shuttle from the colony to the moon.
Oh, yeah, he got arrested. He never actually made it. He got shut down.
No, he did make it. He went to the moon.
Yeah, but he got captured.
Yes. And brought to the moon.
He crashed. And got crash landed on the moon, actually.
Sort of. I mean, he didn't. He landed on the moon, but I don't know what... I think you're conflating all of the scenes into one scene. He met Hilda in a lounge at the colonies where she's trying to recruit him. Then he shows up at the recruitment drive and she demands to see his papers, where he then throws his... sorry, I have a whole note about this, but I forgot the name of the thing I want to say. Anyway, he steals the mobile suit. They get into a fight out in space. He gets shot up by the shuttle and then gets captured. Then later on the shuttle, he sabotages the shuttle, steals the same mobile suit again, stupidly enough, considering that there's a fully functional mobile suit in there as well, in which he lands it on the moon, has a short conversation with Hilda, who then switches sides, and then he flies into the base where then he meets with the scientists who then convince him to be captured so that they don't get caught, so that in a month's time the mobile suit repairs will be done and he can get a new death scythe.
All very needlessly complicated, but that's
I
one
don't
for
know that
you.
it's needlessly complicated. It's rife with errors, I'll say that. But it's fine. Would have been better. Could have been better.
Mhm. The GM wants the players to be taken prisoner, but hasn't gone to the fact that players will do whatever it is that they're going to do because they're players.
Players don't surrender.
Unless you promise them a lot of money and or a giant robot that is better than what they had before, in which case they would.
Yeah, but it's also hard to split the party.
That's it. I can't really even see the board, so I'm not really gonna make
See another
comments on
benefit of
which.
the board changelog,
Yeah.
despite the fact you only heard the last line. Sorry, half of my pausing isn't for you this time. It's actually the talking hurts right now. So.
Mm. Okay, I got it.
No, yeah. Well, it's that the tongue thing is continuing, so it feels like every time I go to talk, I'm actually biting my tongue in a open wound. So it's like, oh, fucking hell. But I've already taken a bunch of pain pills, chloroseptic suckables, whatever the fuck those are called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that I'm making everybody else happy every time I describe what I'm doing. Filling my mouth with suckables. All right, well, that was the board, so let's go into notes. Benefit of the doubt, I have to assume Zex to Miliardo is the same effect as Clark to Superman. He was wearing a mask and a completely different outfit as Zex, and only a few people knew his backstory. The colonists had to be told that Tall Geese was used against Oz on Earth, so even the mobile suit itself doesn't figure that strongly as a connection between the two for people in space. I guess for most others, it turns into a how did this guy get Zex's suit? The only people that point out him as Zex is the assembled Earth Alliance colony guys who would know the most about him. At the end of the day, it's just one of those things we have to accept as happening because the story is moving on with it, like it or not.
Yeah, kind of like Lady Yun's split, not so split personality, apparently.
That's different. I'd say that's completely different. No one's confused that that's not Lady Un.
Yeah.
She introduces herself as Un.
Mhm. But we have to accept that it's a apparently split personality based solely on, oh yeah, she failed to understand what I was telling her, so that's shatter her personality and
Right.
add
I'm just
faction to
meaning that
memory.
I don't. The reason I wrote that we have to accept it and move on is the element that you were calling out how stupid it was last episode. I'm
Yeah.
acknowledging that it is pretty stupid, but at the same time, Clark's Superman is the only way I can internalize this.
Yeah, mask,
And
no mask kind of situation. Yeah.
and the story is that they're just moving on. So I care about Earth just as you and the Alliance do, says Zex. The entire point of Zex joining Oz was to overturn the Alliance's efforts to force countries to join under it through military force, and to free those countries from said rule in order to give them the choice that the Sank Kingdom never really got. At no point have we seen any expression that his point of view in that matter has changed. Granted, the show has gone to some lengths to try and show the Earth Alliance as seeking peace and helping the Gundams against Oz in the current timeline, but that doesn't have much to do with the backstory elements of what happened before the show started.
And nobody really has called how hypocritical it is for the Earth Alliance to want peace now. Well, or when they were basically on top and then conquered the world and the unified everyone and say, now we want peace. It's like, well, you rule everything.
Well, clearly
It's
they don't, though. That was the whole point that you were bringing up before. And the idea is also, yeah, that was their whole point. We're going to take everything over, and then we'll have peace. It's not like hypocritical or anything. It's just like that's the method by which they decided to do it. My point here is, which the thing you're not commenting about, so I'm going to say it again just to make sure that you understand what I'm getting at, is that Zex is there saying, I care about the Earth, just like you do, to the people that he joined a military organization to fight against. So I'm saying that Zack seems hypocritical here with no recognition that he has changed any of his past motif.
I mean, oh, yeah, it's kind of convoluted. He was his eldest son of the king of so he's the prince, still technically the prince of the Sand Kingdom. Joins us so he can undermine the Earth Alliance, but now he's left Oz. I guess he is being consistent in that if any organization that he joins or doesn't fall within what he wants, he's perfectly willing to leave them and
The Earth
do his own
Alliance
thing.
is the group that destroyed the Sand Kingdom.
So he uses Oz to destroy the Earth
He joined
Alliance
Oz to get rid of the Earth Alliance, or to free the nations from the Earth Alliance, because they're the people
But
that
now
destroyed
he's
his home.
seeing Oz doing the same thing as the Earth
So he wants to
Alliance.
align himself with the people that destroyed his kingdom against the people who haven't actually done that much yet.
Yeah,
it's essentially what you're essentially proposing is, oh, this is fine. I understand why Batman and the Joker have joined sides.
I mean,
the Joker killed Batman's parents. If Batman started fighting crime because his parents got killed in a back alley, he doesn't want anybody else to experience that.
Well, one version of events,
then joined the Joker to kill another mass murderer, say not Zod, what's his name, Zsasz, to kill Victor Zsasz, or to take down Victor Zsasz. Obviously, I don't know if Batman's joined voices with the Joker. Anything's on the table. Let's say kill Victor Zsasz. Then that's what you're proposing, and your argument here, what seems to be what I hear coming out of your lips, is that happened once. Yeah, once. This is a storyline that's being developed as the main thing right now.
No. I mean that Joker being the person who killed Batman's parents, it happened in one storyline.
It's happened in a number of storylines. Joe Chill is the Joker.
But in others,
there's a whole DC comic series, which is the origin of the Joker, which proposes actually that there's 3 different Jokers.
And the guy who actually killed him was just a low-time crook that actually ended up in jail and then got out and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, I think
you're jumping into the pedancy of the argument now, and not the basis of the argument, which is that Joker is the Batman. I fucking hate the Batman. Is Batman's main rival. So him joining up with the Joker to do something else, with at this point, to make the comparison more apt, the proposition that a guy might become a murderer.
Oh, yeah.
Joker, get over here. That guy is writing some funny letters, and I think he might do something. We gotta team up.
Yeah. But then again, I said this before, I think these changes back and forth is whatever seems to be the shocking swerve and or setup for the next fight, right? It's like, oh, we're gonna have this guy do this because eventually we're gonna have this guy fight that guy, and that's cool. So, and then we're gonna change again so that they team up again so they can fight these other people. So it's like that. It's sort of the moment to moment kind of situation as opposed to the sort of meta of the story. It's like, yeah, this person has been doing this, but now they're changing. Why are they changing? Because we want to set up this particular situation. Doesn't matter what happened before.
I think a better written Gundam Wing would either be half the characters or 3 seasons.
Oh, that's what 30 some episodes?
I don't care if it's 50 episodes. It's not enough.
Yeah.
We'd have to take longer explaining everyone's motivations and then taking time to show us those motivations in play. Or we would cut the characters in half and use the same amount of time to give all of those people the same explanations.
49 episodes. So...
I actually could have just opened a window and told you. I was saying I don't care.
No, but I'm talking about, ironically, if you say 3 seasons in the modern era, 12 seasons per... actually would have been tighter.
Legitimately, in the modern era right now, I'm watching Apothecary Diaries, which is 24 episodes per season, and I'm on season 2 right now. So a 48 episode total of 2 seasons. So the idea that it has to be a 12 episode run, that is just a shorter span. This could be 3 seasons, 24 episodes a pop. So 62?
Yeah, that's a lot of episodes.
Yeah,
I don't think
it might not even be enough. It might still not be enough.
I don't think actually benefits from having more episodes. I
Uh,
actually would benefit
Lessons
from
I
having
threw
less
out there
episodes.
already. I told you half the characters or more episodes. That's your choices. I'm the studio. I'm telling you right now. Either you cut the characters in half and we spend more time developing the characters and what they're doing throughout the show to explain better why things are happening, or we obviously this is not something a studio would actually say because we're not going to say we're going to give you more money and time. Obviously,
Half
the
the
note would
characters
be
then.
half characters.
Yeah. And we already have like 2/3 of the well actually yeah, 2/3 of the Gundam team being basically nobodies in the
Well, I
form of
mean, you could
Troa
probably
and
just combine character attributes, right? Make Troa, Wufei, and Quattro the same guy. Quattro has a dead wife. That's Wu Fei's backstory. The same rich backstory as well from Quattro, where I gave up everything to be here. So you tie that into the wife, possibly. I gave everything up, but she's the only person who stayed with me, sort of thing. And then she died, and then I wanted to, or she died before, and then I wanted to pursue justice on her behalf, and that's when I gave up everything for her memory. And then Troa has absolutely nothing. We just write him out, and we just push all of that. Or
yeah,
maybe the dead wife is what's her name from the circus.
yeah.
And then Hero obviously has his whole thing. Duo, we have to keep Duo. So yeah, we keep that three. Zex and
Become the
Trey. As much as
certified.
I like Zex and Trace just become the same person.
Yeah.
Why is Trace doing what he's doing? Well, actually, his family died at the hands of the Alliance, and that's when Romefeller picked him up, and he's been groomed from an early age to become this guy. So yeah,
And
I
that would
mean,
also actually that would explain the mask because Trace without the mask is the politician and leader. Trace with the mask would be the warrior,
ironically,
and
Iron Blooded Orphans is essentially that. I
yeah,
don't even know if we have to cut down the scientists. They never do much separate. So having them as one
yeah,
guy, I guess if we're looking studio wise, it's one voice actor we have to pay. So
yeah, the scientist.
all of them become Dr. J.
Yeah,
I guess we need Relina. Butler's gone. The mom is gone. She's gone from the beginning, so we're not paying that voice actor. She's gone. Um, hmm. Darlian. I guess that also makes Relina the brother of Trey's. Because I'm assuming we're going to keep
yeah.
Trey's as the name. Trey's Kushernot. Even though I like his ex, Trey's, I think, is the mainstay of what that becomes.
Well, maybe Trace didn't know that he has a little sister, right? That, uh, but that also means we have to meet Lady Yuan and what's her name?
Yeah, I guess that becomes a love triangle situation, too. And annoying love triangle
Yeah,
with the new Trey's character that we've created.
yeah,
Well, annoying can be, Noin can be the character who goes through school and everything with him, right? It's the same thing, like Victoria based and everything. So she's someone that falls in love with him from the person he becomes. Un can be the representative from Romefeller, who brings him up as the person Romefeller needs him to be.
yeah.
So Un can be some sort of like deep cover Romefeller operative who falls in love with him and just believes in him completely.
She was supposed to win him over, and he ends up winning her over. Oh, and also instead of having the two Lady Uns, would have Lady Uns still be, the harsh, exterior, but have what's her name be the good
No,
Lady Un, right? The
no,
one that
reverse
goes
that.
really.
Harsh Lady Un is the more militant Lady Un. Noin is the military. She's the one that trains everybody and everything. It makes more sense to have her be harsh. We can have her be harsh, militant, but also correct, versus pacifist Lady Un, which is the other side of that coin, but who's also 100% behind whatever Trace does. So soft pacifist, wrong.
Idea for and knowing Gundam, that's probably the idea for an entirely new show because we're not gonna go back and remake Gundam Wing. So three Gundams. Yeah,
Yeah, as I said, we got to cut the board in half essentially, and I think that would at least parse down the screen time enough to actually get some of
instead
these
of
stories
having so
handled.
many Tallgeese, you would have Tallgeese, and then Tallgeese gets destroyed and becomes Ideon. So that would explain why you have you know, the prototype gets destroyed, and then they build a new one based on the ultimate Gundam, which would be their equivalent of Ideon, right?
I don't know. get rid of those storylines, I think.
I mean, if you have the whole Tallgeese as the original mobile suit,
No,
right?
I don't mean like don't get rid of that part. I mean get rid of the we destroy them, they get rebuilt parts.
Yeah.
Only leave the destroyed bits for it actually mattering. They're destroyed and then they're gone forever.
Yeah, that's why you would destroy the Tallgeese and then you move on to the Epyon, right? That would
No.
be
I don't want any replacements either.
Oh. But that would leave Trey's sex without any mobile suit then.
No, we just don't destroy the Tallgeese until the end.
Yeah. They need some kind of upgrade then to keep up.
No. I hate that. That's stupid. I hate every time we fucking upgrade. Stop upgrading. They're the best. They're already the best.
I like the upgrades.
Why?
To give you more of what you have, and
okay,
also,
I guess if I'm the studio, you're the toy company.
Yeah.
Why? It's so fucking stupid. Because we need more money. We need another product to put out there. That's the Tallgeese Mark 1. This is the Tallgeese Mark 2. That's another $12.
Either that, or it could be different kits, like Snap-on kits. Like, oh yeah, this is the basic model. We can sell different Snap-on kits. So you get your to improve. Well, actually, that's what they do in the show anyway. But to improve, say, heavy arms. Oh, heavy arms has run. Well, we're gonna give them like a shoulder cannon.
I can already correct you there. We've gotten rid of heavy arms. That's not a mech anymore. Troa is like the bottom tier of people we're getting rid of. Let's see. We made Troa, Wu-Fei, and Quattro the same guy. God, I'm not a fan of
that size.
No. I listed 3 people, and you listed Duo's mech for some reason. Why?
Yeah, no, that's not. It's what's the one with Sandrock?
Yeah, well, no, I'm not. Well, the problem is that I don't think Sandrock is the one we're gonna go with, because Sandrock. I don't have any problem with Sandrock. Sandrock is perfectly fine, but it's also bog standard. It's just, too God, what are those things called?
Yeah, I know.
Sounds like K, doesn't it? No,
yeah.
It doesn't. I keep confusing Kurai with that, and it's not a Kurai.
It is actually with a K, because they're actually.
I think it might start with a C. You might be confusing sounds, or I am. I don't know. Either way, it's bog standard.
Kopish. They're a pair of Kopish.
Oh yeah, that is a K. Never mind.
Yeah.
Egyptian swords. Anyway, it's so bog standard. My problem is that between heavy, I guess we have to keep heavy arms. I want to get rid of heavy arms, but Wu-Fei's mech, Nataku, I think is also just fucking stupid. It's got an extendo arm that breathes fire. Okay, I'd rather have heavy arms. I'd rather just have a gun. So heavy arms, I guess, is the one that gets to say.
You can change them. Well, you can change them. The heavy, the Gatling guns for a beam weapon of some sort, right? A dual beam weapon, although Zero has that. So
I mean, look, if we're gonna be combining shit together, I would take the extendo arm from the Ntaku and just make it like a scoped. Whoa! Don't make that hand gesture. A scoped sniper rifle. It extends out into a sniper rifle, back into the Gatling gun or something. Some sort of Mega Man-esque transformability.
Yeah. And then also give them the 2. I like the twin Kopish. They're pretty cool.
Right. But at some point of combining, just giving him everything, it's going to be more powerful than the 01, and 01 still has to be the mainstay. We named the show after it.
01 could get a double gun.
We don't have to improve everything. They could just stay the same. I'm just saying that we combine 3 characters into one. Only one Gundam stays. We don't have to make them all. I just say keep heavy arms, and then it becomes instantly the worst Gundam of the show.
I still like it.
It is still arguably the worst Gundam of the show.
There'll be 3 Gundam, 3 pilots. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've removed essentially, 4 or 5 characters? I guess technically we don't do the love triangle thing. We just remove, I'm going to say, Lady Un.
Yeah.
Give Noin multiple personalities.
I don't like the whole multiple personalities thing.
We have 2 characters. We're reducing it down to 1. Multiple personalities means paying 1 voice actor. Or 2 characters, essentially. and two characters emerging from one means they have one merged placed of beginning, which means we don't have to explain it as much. I mean, we have to explain where the I almost said dysmorphia. That's not it. The separation of personalities. We have to explain where that comes from, but I think that's pretty simple. People usually explain that away with the
Drama.
yeah, I couldn't think of the word massive trauma. But we could just put her back where whatever our Zex Trey's person comes from at the end of the Second Kingdom. Trauma causes them to have two different personalities. We then explain that they don't remember who they are because one of the personalities is the kid that they used to be, and the second personality is now who they are.
It could be an early assassination attempt against Trace, right? As he's going up the ranks, right? Somebody tries to take him out. She gets injured. She comes back. In fact, she starts as what's her name, and then changes her name to Lady Un, right? But Trace knows who she is, and this is whole back and forth between the two of them. It's like he wants to coax the whole personality out because of who she cares about, and Lady Un is a new personality because it's like it's a personality she built to survive, right? I have to be tough. I have to be ruthless. The world is horrible. Look, somebody tried to kill the person I care about. I got to protect them by being, twice as strong as I was before, kind of thing. Which becomes worse when the Gundam show up. It's like, oh, they want to destroy us and everything. Well, I got to be even more heartless, right? But then, when she goes to space and starts to see what Trace is trying to do, it's like, oh, wait a minute. There's other alternatives, right? And that's when you have the fracture. Because you can imagine in an infrastructure like Oz and Rockefeller Foundation, there has to be a few attempt assassinations, something like that, right?
I mean,
And
they
there was a
have
big
extremely
war,
lax security.
and also they had the way the Earth Alliance won was that they conquered the planet, through and assassinations as well in the colonies, allegedly. So somebody trying to assassinate them back is not surprising, right? A terrorist trying to put a bomb inside a mobile suit factory or something like that, and Trace got hurt, and maybe that's the excuse also for the emergence of sex, right? The mask. Oh yeah, that guy, like they said about Char. Oh, he got his face burnt off. Like who's this mask guy? Well, there was a fire in that factory, right? Trace was fine. The person who actually took the hit was lost. She got a amnesia or something, and when she comes back, it's like now I'm Lady Un, right?
Well, I don't think the actual having them have a burnt face or anything works. Only
No, it's a
because
story as
yeah, no,
a
I mean,
cooler,
no, I get that. It's just yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, if it's just water cooler talk, because
Yeah,
otherwise we need
like
the aspect of taking the mask on and off, and not actually having Doctor
yeah,
Doom underneath.
yeah. Or it could be something very minor, like a scratch or something that's like it's not disfiguring, but it's like oh they have a you know yeah
Sure, instantly
something
go for
that's
the Harry Potter mark.
yeah, or it could be the cheek or something like that. Like I have
Can't be the cheek because
scar
the
on the
mask
cheek,
only goes with this.
yeah, or across the eye or something like that.
Sure. Either way, I think people have heard enough of our fan casting.
fan fictioning when yeah.
All right, because I still got a bunch of notes to get through too. Gwynter's grandfather talking to Zex about how the colony set an example for the peaceful nations of Earth, while he himself represents the organization that not only destroyed peaceful nations on Earth in order to form a united one-world government, but also subjugated the space colonies, as per the intro to every episode at the start of the series, is just these two completely ignoring the story so far in order to focus on the feel that the show wants us to have moving forwards. I think it wants us to forget Zex's motivations from his Oz days and remember the Earth Alliance that recently keeps sacrificing itself to help the Gundams. I guess, in fairness, if everyone responsible for how the Earth Alliance used to be is dead, and the only Earth Alliance that remains are these self-sacrificing good guys, then fair enough. The priority is to deal with what is in front of you, and not the perceived actions of dead men.
But this being Gundam Wing, somebody would have said it like plainly, this is the reason why we have changed things. The old guard has been killed, and these are the people who grew up, with a unified world under the alliance, and as imperfect as it might have been, blah blah, it is the one we know, yada yada yada, right? Somebody would have spelled it out, like literally gone out the script and it's like, listen, this is what you need to know. Blah 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 blah. Got it? Okay, good. Next,
I
next
mean,
scene, because this is Wing. Yeah,
that's the thing, though, is nobody has.
yeah. So it's a cool idea, bro. But in any other show, great. But this is Wing, so
Big Ask looking to have Zex rescue Lady Un, the guy who has audibly said that he is no longer your friend, that you wanted to sacrifice for Oz. It's a wonder he goes on to do it. I guess words are just words sometimes.
yeah. And I guess they're setting up something for after the series, actually. But we won't go there yet.
Just like my previous note, where we transitioned to a scene where Hero had already beaten up all of the guards in a room so that we could then see him hack. Now we transition to Troa already having beaten up 3 guys who were all pointing guns at him last time that we saw, just to watch him push a button and monologue to himself.
Yeah, we know that these guys are badasses. Why waste our time showing how much of a badass they are?
As proof.
Proof? Who needs proof? Come on.
Also, don't we watch anime for cool action scenes? I thought that was the point of all these fights.
Suppose, yeah. But, I'm supposed to all the other fights on the Gundam against milquetoast enemies that they just blew past. I guess these are also milquetoast enemies that they can blow past, I guess.
Do people like milquetoast?
I've eaten it. It says there's a hard toast things that,
I literally have no idea. You just used the word. I assume you know what milquetoast is. You're using it.
Yeah.
I was just hearing it earlier about something about anime. Oh no, it was the God, I can't remember who makes the honest trailers anymore. Them doing Superman, and they're talking about I just called him Mr. T, Mr. Terrific, and how all his fight scenes are like milquetoast rock songs or milquetoast country songs. I can't remember what it was. But it's like I've just heard milquetoast twice today now, and it's like. I like the songs they use the examples of like milquetoast rock songs or whatever. And it's like, do people not like milquetoast? Is milquetoast a bad thing, or is it like?
It's supposed to be run of the mill, I suppose. That's what the term is supposed to be.
Yeah, but things become run of the mill because people like them.
Yeah,
bad stuff doesn't become run of the mill. It's the exception to run of the mill. Great stuff isn't run of the mill because most people can't get it.
It's like Crocs, basically. A lot of people wear them.
I wouldn't think enough people wear Crocs to be run of the mill
anymore.
I would say like white bread. I mean, that's what milquetoast comes from. White bread is run of the mill. Everybody uses a variation of white bread. So to call something white bread is to call it average, but average is good. You'd rather have average than below average.
Milquetoast, in North America, a timid or feeble person. Jenny's place him as something of a milquetoast, feeble, insipid, or bland. A soppy milquetoast.
Milquetoast bitch. Is that what you're about to say?
No, composer. No. Papa Gocha, milquetoast, soft, blandness served as inspiration as the name of the timid and effectual comic strip character Caspar Milquetoast, drawn by H.D. Webster from 1924 to 1952.
Milquetoast can refer to the food dish, a simple meal of buttered toast soaked in warm milk.
Yeah, that's something I wouldn't eat. Be too soggy for me.
Yeah, I don't want that either. But I mean,
I
was more concerned about what the origin of milquetoast is, considering that you were saying you're going through like what the current meanings of milquetoast are. And it's like, well, what is milquetoast itself that has got this negative? Yeah, that doesn't sound average at all. That sounds below average.
Yeah, it sounds like wet bread. Like, no, thank you. I can do without that.
It is considered a simple comfort food in some cultures, like a warm, easy-to-eat breakfast or snack.
Yes, so. I
Hmm.
mean, I know you can have like honey, toast sliding honey, but actually, if it's toast, it's good. But I guess you dip it first and then toast it later, or you toast it and never mind.
The Nicole Un situation is the most confused of all. Nicole tries to do what Colonel Un would want while navigating what Lady Un commands, sort of culminating in episode 22, where he not only attempts to do what Colonel Un would have done, and later agrees that would have been justified, but also tries to motivate her into being the person that she was before, only for her to then arrest him again for doing the things she agrees was justified. I feel like we are now getting both sides of her personality in one form. Her scene was basically, "Congratulations, Nicole, well done, someone arrest this man."
Hey, yeah. Well, there is the you didn't do this under my own orders, so it's actually disobeying orders and not informing him of her actions. But then again, in another show, that would be a reason like, yeah, I didn't order you to do this. Therefore, you went outside the
It's
chain of
not
command. You're gonna
literally not
arrest him.
going against orders if it's never been ordered.
Yeah,
I was
but
literally
one
just
would say,
watching a thing about a bunch of Marines who were getting chewed out by their commander for going against orders, and then another commander comes into play and saying, "Are you new here?" He's like, "Yeah, I got transferred out of supply." Well, maybe you should go back to supply. These two men just did what was required.
yeah. Well, I mean, you can argue they took initiative, but it's in again,
Nicole took
they
initiative.
I know, but the kind of initiative that made it's. I'm
Kind of
trying to
initiative
parcel
that is
around here.
exactly what Lady Un did previously in a room that he was
Yeah,
in.
yeah. I'm trying. Nope. I can't right now. My brain is like, nope.
The title of God of Death isn't really earned by Duo. I mean, sure, he kills people in the fights he's in, but so does every other Gundam pilot, and there's no indication that he's killed more than any of them. Some of them have been shown doing operations on their own, like Wu Fei and the Lake Victoria base, but even Duo's versions of that involve Hero most of the time, intentional or otherwise. Duo's nickname is on his dark appearance in and out of the Gundam, and that's basically it. All the energy of nicknaming yourself in high school.
Yeah, middle school, really. Drawing yourself as I am Toonami, the Doc Toonami, with a lot of spikes along, like for fire and stuff like that. Like, there's a term for that in Japanese, especially kids who go from middle school to high school and they still feel themselves like they're in the middle of a movie or something like that, and they're superheroes, and everybody's going like, dude, that's so cringe.
The problem with the fights between former Alliance soldiers that are now on the good side and Oz soldiers is that Oz were the elite of the Alliance. The reason Oz so easily overthrew the Alliance was partially due to that fact. Suddenly having fights, not involving the mobile dolls, but Alliance versus Oz soldiers, where Alliance soldiers win on equal footing, just kind of feels like morality-based fighting skills. Now that they've joined the good guys, they become much better fighters.
Yeah. And not even morality wise, it's more like sectarian wise. If you're in the side that we identify as the good guys, you fight better. But if you join the side where you identify as not being the good guys, then just a side thing, not actually doing good things. They're just doing the same thing they were doing before, fighting and killing. But you know, now supposedly they're doing it in the defense of the colonies, but then the colonies are now switching, you know, sides themselves, joining with us. So are the colonies now bad?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I
Colonies
guess
are now
so.
bad. It's not,
Mm,
you're introducing a gray element where there is none.
yeah.
It's good and bad. Romefeller's bad. Gundam's good.
Until we say otherwise. Yeah. Until we say we otherwise. Yeah.
When Zex is talking to the colony members about Sally Poe, the giant screen behind him is scrolling coded text, except that it's quite clearly game code. As there's, well, for one thing, there's a bunch of text in there. It says draw game, player 1 wins, player 2 wins, keeping track of energy and whatnot.
A fighting game, perhaps?
I don't know. I legit don't know, but it's clearly there.
Yeah. Somebody was copying the code from Street Fighter 2 on the Super NES or something.
When Duo steals the mobile suit, the scene makes no sense. He launches into the air and rams into the pilot of the suit, but shouts incoming first to warn him before ramming him. Then a second later, we see the guy floating off in the trajectory that Duo sent him flying, except now he's in his underwear, and Duo is in his suit, implying that Duo knocked him away in 0G, and at the same time completely stripped him of his spacesuit and put it on, while also getting into the mobile suit and activating it inside of a second.
Well, but probably Duo is not the god of death, but probably is the god of the changing the mall changing room, I guess.
It would be like, imagine there's no space between us here in the Discord. If I punched you, you fell out of focus, and then I walked into wearing your clothes. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
You punched him so hard, pushed me out of my clothes.
Well, no, it's not that I punched you out of your clothes. It's that I'm now also wearing your clothes.
Yeah.
So the time it took me to walk between the bar window here between us is also the time it took me to put your clothes on, even though you literally just fell.
Yeah. Again, I'm not trying. No, nada. Zilch. Not going there.
So Hildy says she's fighting for the colonies, and it throws Duo off because he's fighting for the colonies too. And then goes on to try and explain that to her as though it's something that's obvious. At no point has Duo identified himself as a Gundam pilot. He's just some guy she met, then showed up in the hangar bay, threw a duffel bag at her, and then stole a mobile suit. Nothing about his actions thus far have shown anything related to fighting for the colonies. Actually, nothing to this point has even expressed that Duo has a plan. He just stole a mobile suit and flew out away from the colony.
Yeah. I guess his original plan was to infiltrate Oz again, like everyone else, but because she spotted him, like, oh, I know you. In fact, I gave you the papers for next week. You're not supposed to be here this week.
So you're suggesting that his plan was to go on a 1-week training assignment with Oz to see if he could become a whatever the initiate is?
Maybe when they were close to steal it in space or something. I mean, as the current plan doesn't make a lot of sense. The alternative is a little better, I guess. Also, it would have covered the week. They would have only a week out of a month, so 3 weeks to go to build a new suit. But yeah, I mean, if he actually if he infiltrated Oz, well, he wouldn't know about the rebuilt suits anyway. So no, that doesn't work at all. Yeah, never mind. Because it was they're building a secret room in a base where people should know all the rooms in their own base. But yes, turn the lights off. Nobody wants.
Now, my last note then. The episode's end feels like the scenes are contrary to their purpose. The big scientist guy beats up Duo so it looks like they captured him and keep up the ruse. Except that we then have a back and forth of, it'd hurt less if you screamed, as though he actually was torturing Duo, and they weren't alone with just their allies. It's a scene where you think we'd get after he was captured. Then in the cells, Hiro chastises Duo for his failure to take out the base, as though he was concerned about being overheard and was continuing a ruse. Except then they continue to openly talk about everything else going on.
I don't think that the other guys know what the scientists are doing.
They do. You talk to them.
Or maybe they don't know why
equally
he came
all
here
of the plan in the same way that they've stumbled into the scientists and then let themselves get captured.
They don't know.
Troa, who found his way in a different way.
Yeah, he deliberately infiltrated, us. But I think they're supposed to say, "Oh, hey, you were probably going to do what we were thinking of doing originally, which is blow up the base, but you failed." I think that's what that counts. That's a throwaway comment. The whole screaming thing, it could be a martial arts thing. Like if you scream and release energy, you're supposed to feel less pain. That's probably the excuse I would give it for it. Like, oh yeah, if you
The
scream,
whole
then
thing doesn't make any sense.
I'm
I'm not.
I'm just doing my
I'm
best.
saying
I'm just
he legitimately. They're like, oh, you have to give this up because otherwise they're gonna find this place, and we can't let that happen. And he puts his hands in the air. It's like, I surrender, dropping his gun. So the expectation is, oh, they're about to run in here and arrest him. But if that's true, then you didn't hide the room, so nothing's going to make sense. Then it's like, no, okay, now we're going to start kicking your ass, so it looks like we beat you up and captured you. So, like, why did you surrender as though they're the enemy? This is obviously some sort of, okay, what's going to happen now, Duo? Is I'm going to kick your ass, so it looks like we beat you up, and then we're going to go turn you in. Oh, okay. And then puts his gun away, or drops it, or whatever he's going to do.
It's confusing.
It's not confusing. It's not well written.
Well, it's confusing because it's not well written.
Oh, I'm not confused. If I was confused, I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what my problems were. I'd be asking what the fuck is going on. I'm not confused. I just think it doesn't make any sense. I feel like if I went to the bank, made a deposit, and then robbed it.
Instead of using the excuse of driving the deposit to rob the bank.
One, why would I put my money into the bank that I'm going to actually take stuff away from? Two, I'm identifying myself. I'm identifying myself by making a deposit. And they, who is that guy? Well, he just made a deposit. I'm not talking about what you're talking about, Lessons.
I know.
The constant thing is that when I go into a different train of thought and start talking about it, you instantly think I'm trying to discount what you're talking about. It's like, no, this has nothing to do with the element of the thing that you were bringing up as a problem. I registered that your thing was a thing that was also stupid. Not that your thing was stupid, but the thing you're saying for the situation that would make the situation stupid was also stupid. And that I was just going on a whole path of other things that also made the situation stupid. You know, the same way if you held up a note to the teller that had your social security number. My name is Derek Brandon. Social security number. Give me all the money in the bank.
God damn it, Derek.
All right, well, that's all my notes, unless you have anything else you want to add.
Not really.
All right, well, nothing left to do. Go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
At least the lettering in the titles is big enough that I don't have to.
I mean, if
constantly squint.
If it was required, I could always bring it to my subtitle editor program. I mean, I don't have a subtitle editor as a person. I do it myself.
Here's my editor. Like, what the hell?
Well, yeah, but you know, the same thing that I do for, or will have to do again for Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Gotta get back into getting used to do that.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully I could get something done this week. I doubt it, but...
Well, I'm going to be doing that for Legend of the Galactic Heroes anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess the only element there would be making two different versions of the file, one for the recording aspect and one super large so you could see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I the thing is, I'm not going to change the recipe or anything. So hopefully they don't have to order new lenses. They just put a new mounting, but...
You probably shouldn't be eating your glasses either.
Huh? Eating them?
Changing the recipe.
No,
the problem with your glasses might be they're made of sugar glass. Add some cayenne pepper to your glasses.
Yeah. I don't think you're meant to... No.
I don't know, you ended with the word su, which sounds like S-U, and I only believe what the next two letters may have been.
You're supposed to throw them, not shoot them. No. Wow, I love the fact that it is exploding and none of the shots are hitting. They're
never
flying above the... Yeah.
Why the Alliance aren't the elite.
Yeah.
Not that Oz tends to hit either.
Yeah.
as I already brought up in my notes.
Oh.
俺たちコロニーのために戦ってるんだよな。なのになんで敵になってんだ。ゼロと呼ばれたガンダム。
Meanwhile, at the giant potato, where Quattro's dad died.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what that is. Oh right, Quattro getting revenge on people. That must be what this is.
所属不明のシャトルがこちらに向かってきます。シャトルにしては小型ではあるのですが、回線は開いています。
That's not Quattro.
Well, Poe has Zero. They just dug it up from the water, so...
Yeah. So there's 2 zeros now?
No. Just the one. Also remember, Hero's locked up right now, so this is also not Hero. Technically, unidentified flying object.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped shooting for this whole scene.
Yeah. I mean, you don't interrupt the transformation, right?
Only in comedies, I guess. But also Gundanium. It's more impressive that they lined up, considering it's zero G. Why would you think that? He defeated all the other Gundams. They all seem to be just kind of destroyed. So if that is Quattro's dad's satellite, which I'm not thinking it is anymore,
No.
Quattro's gonna be more pissed. Sally Poe, I guess.
Well, that's Quattro.
Who went back to Earth, got Zero, and came back.
Thanks.
私が甘いというのか、技師長。い
え、もうこれ以上彼らの力を当てにするのは危険だと言っているのです。
ガンダムに関わった者たちはまだ利用価値がある。
Yeah, to be fair, this is all Lady Un's fault. She kept the scientists around who are then remaking everything. She's the one actively using the Gundam pilots. If the chief engineer had his way, he would have gotten rid of the scientists and the pilots.
バイエイトとメリクリウスの量産型の生産準備は月基地の方で予定通り進んでいます。彼らはもう必要はありません。
スバロフ殿、なぜ彼らを嫌う？嫉妬か？あまり褒められた感情ではないな。
バカな、なぜ私が？
Either that's a pattern on the back of his collar, or if, like, you have, like, bad shampoo.
これまでのデータにない新しいガンダムです。
ガンダムだと。
派遣していた部隊もろとも衛星がガンダムによって消滅しました。ならばどうしてそれがガンダムの仕業とわかる？敵パイロットと思われるものから通信が入り、次は 06E ポイントの民間コロニーを破壊するという宣言と、入手不可能なガンダム04と思われる設計資料が送られてきました。
That doesn't make sense.
Well, he wants to make them pay, remember?
Yeah.
Well, life is a lot of payment.
バイエイトとメリクリウスを出せ。
しかし、
現状、バイエイトとメリクリウスの破壊力はトーラスを上回る。指示を出せ。
Oh, here we go. Well, I wonder who the missing one was.
戦ってゆく時代を動かす若人たちが
何かあったようじゃな。相当慌てとる。
未確認のガンダムがコロニーを破壊すると宣戦布告してきた。
未確認。
ああ
Troy, you get like a lot of recreational time.
特徴は
Yeah.
動きは何か詳しい情報はないのか。
04サンドロックに関係があるらしい。
カトルか。
Also, they never actually explain that he got the clear or anything. Nicole said restrain him, then he beat up a bunch of guards, and then, you know, misaimed Barge. And then he's just free in the clear after that. No one ever says, like, oh, thank God Troy did that, otherwise, he's not absolved of anything.
我々5人が考えたガンダムのオリジナルを作ったのだ。ちと危険な匂いがするの。あの破壊性能は素人が見ても必要ない。それを装備させているのだな。無知か、それとも暴走か。我々でさえ躊躇したことをやっている。本当に沈むぞ。コロニーの一つや二つは。出ろ、1号。
おい、また1号か ?1 号より2号の方が優れてるんだぜ。今度の相手は俺にやらせろ。
その体では無理だ。今回はガンダム
What,
のパイロ
shape of a child?
死ぬことになるかもしれ
Is that the shape you're talking about?
相手がガンダムだからな。
何？
新しい機体らしい。たった一機でオズの部隊を全滅させた。
特徴は武器は
さすが
You know, it might actually
No
be
wonder
more
you're a secret
interesting.
agent.
It might be
Yeah.
more interesting if it wasn't Quattro.
あのメリクリウスといった赤いやつ
Like, what if we went an entirely different direction right now, where it was like a third party that we'd never seen before is now emerging,
おい、1号、やめとけ
and now they're not fighting against Oz or anything. They're fighting with Oz from the perspective of keeping the colonies from being destroyed.
お前たちはおとなしくしていろ。いずれ順番は回ってくる。
念のいった芝居だ。寝返ったと考えておく必要もある。
そう心配することも
Don't worry, Wolfeg. You'll know a lot about that later.
なぜわかる？
裏切ったやつがこんな気の利いたものを持ってきちゃくれないからな。
これは
デュオマックスウェル、そしてチャンウーフェイ、老子王からこれを預かった。退屈しのぎに使ってくれ。
What are they gonna kill time? Oh, learn how about the specs, I guess.
For as long as a not even a flashlight battery, a lighter battery lasts. Also, remember, he was like threatening a colony.
Yeah.
Wasn't he like right there? He's like real slow about performing a threat.
8とメリクリウスの輸送機だ。この2機、それにデュオとウーフェイのガンダムがパワーアップされている。そして新しいガンダムはカトルに
So you're obviously talking over the radio
時が来た
because there's no way you can communicate in space, just you to you.
オズに撃って出る。
Yeah, but remember that in this show, the pilot
憶測はミスを生むぞ。
listen to people outside their suits
オズのモビルスーツに
and talk to them. So
状況によっては戦闘もあり得る。強力な味方であれば、お前の言う通りオズに撃って出ることも可能だ。しかしそのガンダムがわずかな攻撃力しか持っていなければ破壊することになる。オズに潜伏したお前がトレーズを仕留めるまで身分を隠す方が優先だ。
分かっていたのか。
どちらにしろ
I mean, we certainly didn't.
そうだな
It。was Wu Fei that
This
wanted
is-
to take on Trace before, not Troa.
yeah. Meanwhile, we haven't heard from Rena in like 15 episodes. Not that it matters.
I mean, I haven't heard from Noi not forever either.
敵はどこから現れるとも限らん。警戒を怠るな。大至急異常ありません。
Windmills
Why are you
in
inside
space.
the?
異常なし。
Why are you inside the
この
colony?
には外部ビーム砲を装備していま
I
す。
guess they come into the colony. If they bust through a wall, you want to be wherever they are.
Okay, yeah, that's not Trace. Oh, is that his sister though?
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that is his voice. It's just that it's like, oh, that's not the English
Okay.
dub voice, of course.
You might
yeah.
not recognize this, but you said, "Oh, that's not Trey's."
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, well, you didn't correct. So I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Trey's his
I made
sister.
two mistakes.
Well, also you brought it up when no character was on screen, so I was like, are we watching the same episode? The problem is they all fired straight up, and considering how big the colony is, there would be kilometers between each shot.
The hills are alive with the sound of Gundams. Okay, I don't remember Zero having those guns.
What, the shoulder Vulcans?
Yeah. He has head Vulcans. I don't remember him having shoulder Vulcans.
He's more defended than the Death Star.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be if it weren't for you being here. Also, they already evacuated when Barge came, so I think they're already evacuated, which is why all the lights were out and everything.
Yeah.
And this is why I take umbrage with everybody who ever got me in my notes whenever I said that's funny, and they're like, what do you mean that's funny? It's fucking horrible. And it's like Troa. Not Troa. Quattro just uses the phrase the same way I always use it. That's funny. And then another line. Also, the element of using their future self-defense as the reason why you attack them.
Yeah.
I knew they would defend themselves, which is why I had to attack them. Well, this is a Gundam show, so obviously fighting will be necessary, otherwise we wasted a lot of budget.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Why should I remember? He just did it. Not like it happened 20 years ago. You already give him a mobile suit. That's too much freedom.
I mean, you guys don't remember the last time I went out with him and we just killed all of the tortoises that were around us? Oh, cool. They're giving the Death Scythe stiletto heels. Was it also in the diagram?
Except that destroying entire colonies is not the thing.
Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, that's a perfect excuse.
I mean, to be fair, this is probably what needs to be done. Also, not for nothing, being the guy that's right there hearing all this, probably don't want to be arrested right now. You know there's not an air the breath cells.
デスサイズとシェンロンの改良が完成していないことだな。死にたい奴はさっさと死ね。いや無駄だ。しぶたい老人は嫌われるぞ。人生しぶとくなければやっていけば。くそ、粋な殺し方をしてくれるじゃねえか。
If it's dumb and it works, then it's not dumb.
そんなもん宝の持ち腐れだぜ。
少しでも生き延びたければ静かにしていろ。
しかし何かが起こらない限り俺たち助からないぜ。
何かが起こった時のために今できる最良のことをやっているだけだ。
ウーフェ、悪いが俺はここでリタイアだ。スカッとしない死に方。俺ってかっこ悪い。
Got a death, everybody.
外部に動体反応はないようだ。
本当にこんなところにいるんでしょうか。すでに他の空域に移動したということは考えられませんか。
I guess this is one reason why we never really developed the colonies. Because this is just another colony, but where the fuck are we?
Yeah.
Well, if this was, say, Universal Century, we would probably know exactly where we were right now.
Mm-hmm.
That'll show you, H&R Block.
Yeah.
Take that, Panera Bread Company. I should know, I'm on the Development Bureau.
コロニーに必要なのは戦争なんだ。
コロニー内の3機やられました。敵ガンダム出てきます。
カト、見せてもらおう。
Yeah, he already showed you what he could do. He destroyed an entire colony.
Yeah, but remember, this gun is supposed to be the most powerful gun they've ever made.
Yeah. The thing is that this would be, the whole thing with Katra would be interesting if adding
これが新しいガンダムか。ヒーロー、心配ない。このガンダムは最高の出来だ。カトル、こちらトロワだ。聞こえているか、カトル。
聞こえてるよ、トロワ。それ以上近づかないで、トロワ。ダメなんだよ。それ以上近づかないで。
I love how none of these shows ever regard the possibility of interference.
Yeah.
You hear what I just said, Troa? No, what? Can't hear you. It's a lot of space. An infinite amount of it, in fact.
コロニーも武装するよね。だから僕はコロニーも破壊するんだ。
どうしたんだ、カトル。お前らしくないじゃないか。
Yeah, no. A mass murder. Well, technically he didn't mass murder anybody because they have been, you know, people have been evacuated, but now they're without a home. You know?
近づかないでって言ってるだろ。
言いたいことはそれだけか。
I mean, technically, he did kill all those military people.
俺は
Yeah, but technically they were still his enemies before and after, right?
I mean, you say that. He's technically a terrorist.
I mean, he was always considered to be a terrorist. Now, I didn't consider him to be a terrorist before, but now he's gone full on terrorist.
Well, I mean, he's a terrorist. It's an act of mass murder. It's not an act of war.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, when a soldier kills another soldier, it's still also murder. It's just an acceptable form of it for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, again, this would be very interesting if because it's not. I mean, it feels a little rushed, but I can understand why he's doing what he's doing, right?
There was no answer to that if then, was there?
Yeah, well,
If and then you paused for a bit, and then you moved on to answering a different question that you never asked.
Yeah, but I don't want to spoil. I mean, because we both watch a series.
Well, we still have to talk over the ending, though.
True. So like I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, oh, god damn it, I lost my train of thought.
And you also just keep pausing, so I'm not even actually interrupting you.
モビルドール計画はロームヘラ財団のさらなる支配への布石である。これに異を唱えるトレーズはオズ総帥の座を明け渡した。ガンダムのパイロットが虚空を血に染め、いつ果てるとも知れぬ死闘を繰り広げる。その戦いを止めるために投げ出されたトロワの体は沈黙の闇に消えていってしまう
He
の
was
である。
barely in his suit last episode anyway.
戦記ガンダムウィング第25話カトル対ヒーロー。
I mean, his cockpit was half open. He was barely in his suit.
To begin with, yeah.
Yeah, I would be more surprised he was thrown out of a suit as though he had done something in a suit after that.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to spoil, so that's the thing, but it would have been very interesting, especially with. But is this Zero that Poe and the others found in the water though? That's the thing. I don't remember correctly. No, it doesn't. It has a lot of things that I think have been added. I think this is his version of Zero that he built in that factory.
I mean, it can't be because how would Quattro get it?
And why pick Zero? I guess he picked Zero because he sees Hero as unemotional.
A Zero?
No, as an emotional. Somebody who just does what needs to be done, and he's convinced himself that he has to destroy the colonies in order to bring peace, which is what his father wanted in a perverted kind of way.
Well, Hero is
not
one.
Destruction of, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hero is one.
Yeah,
Hero is 0-1.
Yeah.
Well, you said, why did he pick Zero? And he said, well, you
0-1.
must see Hero because of this. And it's like, well, Hero's not 0. Hero is 1.
Yeah, 0-1. That I meant the same. He picked the
Right,
type of Gundam.
But the Gundam's name is 0, not 1. You said, why did he pick 0? And then started talking about 0-1 and not 0. There is no 0.
Patrick picked 0, the Gundam, because he feels that it's an example of Hero, who is someone who just is supposed to be the person who just gets the job done without caring about anything, right? Because I think he wants to model that, he wants to feel like him, like, oh, I have to do this very dark thing, right? I have to destroy the colonies because colonies are arming themselves, because if they arm themselves, so by destroying the colonies, I'm stopping them to come. Of course, he's also leaving everybody in the colonies. If the colonies all of them get evacuated without homes. So he's doing a thing that one of the reasons why you want to stop which is leaving people without homes.
Okay, so let's rewind real quick. What do you mean he picked 0?
Because if this is a suit that he built it in the model of Heroes.
Most certainly, he didn't build this thing. His Sandrock is still being auto-built back at the other colony.
So where does this one come from then?
I love the head tilt. You're so fucking wrong. Where does this one come from then? Ow, that actually hurts me to do that. Don't know.
to go to somewhere.
So you're saying
It-
that they completely rebuilt Lysandrock into a completely different Gundam instead of the Sandrock V2, what we both know is coming.
Yeah, but that's being built by the
I legit do
scientists.
not remember where this thing comes from. So that's a completely different discussion that would be spoilers to me. But I do know, or at least I do really consider this not to be Sandrock rebuilt by that, because also that means that thing could have just built anything. Because the thing is so powerful, so much more powerful than Sandrock ever was.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't think he picked Zero. So when you first said it in the explanation that I had to have you go over back again, I thought you meant he picked his personality, in that he was picking Zero, in which case I was saying you were wrong because 01 is Hero, and that he was just emulating Hero's personality, which I could get more behind than he picked Zero as though he was rebuilding a new Gundam.
I think in this case they're one and the same because one represents the other, right? The pilots are supposed to match their suits, or the suits were made for their pilots.
Well, they
I
were.
guess.
Suits were made for the pilots because each of the scientists built one for each of those people. I don't think that they represent them.
I think they do in a way.
What about Sandrock represents Quattro?
I mean, there has a whole desert motif and all that, and he joining up with what's her
Quattro
name?
comes from space.
Yes,
Space colony with a giant rock asteroid. Technically, Quattro comes from a rock asteroid that his father owned. So you're saying that the desert motif-themed Sandrock represents a kid from space who before joining Operation Meteor had never been to a desert.
And yet he hooks up with people from the desert who actually help him out, and even think of him as sort of their leader. So
you're saying, again, the Gundam modeled for this kid entirely set up for a group he had yet to have met yet, in a location he'd never been to himself.
Somebody had to build him in that way, which ended up being very specific to that.
Your entire description here implies that I am correct, and it has nothing to do with him. It's probably modeled after where they designed the thing to land, which is to say, we're going to make a desert Gundam for the desert that I'm planning to send him to. In which case, it represents the location on Earth it was designed to land in. Has nothing to do with Quattro, based on your argument.
Still, I think in his mind, 01, the Gundams, because that's how he knew the other pilots first and foremost as the Gundam. So like, oh yeah, this Gundam is associated with this pilot. This is one associated with that pilot. So if he wants to emulate Hero, he not simply just he wouldn't. I mean, after all, if he also built a Sandrock wouldn't be able to destroy a colony one shot. He would need the firepower that a Zero unit would have in order to destroy a colony, because it's a base around the beam rifle. Very powerful beam rifle. In this case, a dual beam rifle. So I think it's both.
I never noticed it before, but sometimes you have a Trump cadence to how you talk.
It's thematic.
He built a beam rifle, big strong man, tears in his eyes. Came to me.
Yeah, no, that's a bit too far.
I'm just saying, I didn't notice it now until you started doing the cadence. It's like, wait a second, I've heard this before. Hiro Yui, big man, strong man, tears in his eyes, came to me and said, you want peace in space. You're the man. Come to. Stained by the radiation of an orange sun. Again, my counter is the element that I've brought up before, that Duo, God of Death, named himself after the Gundam he got, not from anything he's done.
True. Death Scythe.
What about Happy-Go-Lucky Duo screams Death Scythe represents him?
Or how easily he gave up. Was like, well, I'm gonna die trying to sleep, I guess. No, because if you fall asleep and you're oxygen deprived, then you die faster, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be the reason to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to experience asphyxiation. Go to sleep as fast as I possibly can.
think I could sleep under that, but sure.
I mean, you get 30 minutes to try.
Either way, this episode, all set up to have Quatre fight the other Gundam pilots, basically.
I mean, Hero.
No. Quatre is going to fight Hero.
You remember
and
the name of
Troa.
next episode literally on screen was Quattro versus Hero? You might not remember
Yeah.
the next episode also said Troa gets thrown out of his mobile suit, and we see him floating unconscious in space. The other
but this is
Gundam
the
pilots
first
are
part.
literally locked up in a room where the air is getting evacuated in 30 minutes.
This is the first part of the fight, and then the second part of the fight is going to be next episode.
Or it gets finished next episode.
Second part. That's
The episode called Quattro versus Hero.
yes, I know.
Not the other Gundam pilots. Quattro versus Hero.
But he already fought one. Well, actually, fought both of them.
Technically, he didn't fight Troa. Troa said, "Hey, Quattro, it's me. You recognize it?" He said, "Yeah, don't come any closer." Didn't you hear what I said? And then shot him. So there's been no fight. If I shoot you and you fall over dead, I don't believe it's going to be described as a fight. I think it's going to be described as manslaughter.
Well, he didn't.
It wasn't even a scuffle. There was no fight. People aren't even going to be able to describe a motive. I just shot you.
Anyway, I think it's time to move on.
Well, I guess that all being said, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We have been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?